Welcome to the Bendino Podcast, where we're calling a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Feminists unite! Lindsay Clancy sends her husband away on some errands and then turns around and kills her 3 kids. Lindsay Clancy has now raised $1 million from her supporters. Crazy, liberal, feminist women. But those aren't the only people giving Lindsay Clancy support. We now have Candace Owens coming to the defense of Lindsay Clancy. Oh, it's not her fault. Oh, it's Big Pharma's fault. Big Pharma did this. Lindsay Clancy is innocent. This has to be some type of grift, right, Candace? This has to be some type of grift, right? Nick Fuentes fires back. Doesn't pull any punches. Doesn't pull any punches at all. What these people are defending, Candace Owens included, nasty, nasty, nasty work. And if Candace Owens had any credibility, it's next to zero right now. Let's get into it, shall we? Like the video, hype the video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Lindsay Clancy trial. Candace Owens blames Big Pharma, says she was put into an intentional psychosis. Listen to what Candace Owens had to say.
Corinne writes, I know you're busy, but I'd love to know your thoughts on the Lindsay Clancy case in Massachusetts. I made my thoughts clear on this the moment that she was arrested, the moment that it made the news. Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. There are a fleet.
Obviously not guilty.
News. Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. There are a fleet of doctors who should be imprisoned for what they put her on. I regularly speak out against Big Pharma. They get away with murder all the time. And in this case, they are getting away with the murder of really her 3 children, but also completely destroyed her life. When Lindsay Clancy, in my opinion, is not guilty. She was put into an intentional psychosis when she probably just needed to give her kids away for a weekend to get better, but they constantly give you these drugs that do not make things better. And the cocktail of 10 pharmaceuticals that she was on is absolute madness.
An intentional psychosis. At some point, we have to start handing out accountability. At some point, we have to start handing out accountability. And what Candace Owens and these crazy feminists are doing, they're shifting accountability to Big Pharma. Oh, let's blame Big Pharma. That's just an easy one to blame. I'm not a Big Pharma fan, but I'm also not a retard. Lindsay Clancy, you killed your 3 kids. It's your fault. I'm not going to come to your defense. I'm not going to make up excuses for you either. Candace Owens has shared her views on Lindsay Clancy's murder trial, blaming her medical treatment and saying she was put into an intentional psychosis. Clancy is accused of killing her 3 children in January of 2023. Her defense says she was suffering from postpartum psychosis and should not be held criminally responsible for their deaths. Wow. The defense psychologist testifies Clancy didn't understand the wrongfulness of her act. Hundreds of Lindsay Clancy supporters, many wearing pink clothing with phrases such as believe, she needed help, and peace for Lindsay, gathered on Thursday outside the courthouse where she was on trial, as per The Guardian.
Believe that she went into one of my sister-in-laws, it could be one of my best friends, and it could be me. So just here to support. We are hearing one of my sister-in-laws, it could be one of my best friends, and it could be me. So just here to support. We are hearing her. We see that she tried everything. And I really do believe that she went into a state of psychosis.
It felt like the system failed her. She was begging for help and no one was there. I don't know if us being here will make her feel any better, but I mean,
this is wild. This is absolutely wild. Need you to understand what these women are supporting. Look at all these people showing up. Look at all these people showing up. Need you to understand what these women are supporting. Lindsay Clancy baited her husband to leave the house and run errands, lured her children to the basement, took an exercise band and strangled the 3 of them, Cora, Dawson, and Callan, 8 months, cut her wrists and neck, jumped out the window and paralyzed herself. These ladies are out here holding hands, crying and cheering for her like she's a feminist folk hero. In a sense, she is. Feminism has always been a death cult where the end goal is the power to murder your children out of convenience. She was sick, postpartum psychosis. The system failed her. These demons need Lindsay to get away with murder to accomplish the feminist quest to never hold a woman accountable for anything. Absolute moral collapse. What do you think all these women were saying when Chris Watts, rest in peace, killed Shanann and their 3 kids? What do you think they were saying? Chris Watts is innocent. You don't know the burden of on a man's shoulder having to support his wife and 3 kids. You have no idea what that man's going through. The system failed him. No, they're saying throw that fucker in jail. Rules for thee and not for me. This is crazy work. This is actually craziness. This woman brings her kids to this. Brings this, looks like somewhere between 12 and 14 years old. And then this little baby. Melissa Chen. Women will do shit like this and then wonder why the entire planet and every major religion has imposed strict social restrictions on their sovereignty since the dawn of time in every place humans have ever lived. Fox News talks about this.
Women who are out front of the courtroom right now, dressed in pink, in a show of support for Lindsay Clancy, who are making this some sort of cause. I find that completely abhorrent. There are 3 children who are dead right now, Cora, Dawson, and Callan, and you don't see a single woman out there expressing any show of sympathy for the children who were murdered.
Crazy.
You know, I thought about those children. My son is 1-year-old. He was just a few months older than Callan was when he was strangled to death. And I thought about those children and how they must have felt in their last moments, how they must have been so scared, how they must have been so confused because the woman who was supposed to be their protector was strangling them to death. So, you know, to Josh's point, to be quite frank, I don't actually care if she was in a state of psychosis.
Who gives a fuck?
That's completely, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Who gives a fucking shit? This excuse fucking bullshit.
Because the law is clear. People have to face accountability for their crimes. And I've been entirely consistent on this issue, whether it was Irina Zarutsa's killer, who was also probably clinically insane. I still think that he should go to jail and suffer for what he did. The problem with our criminal justice system right now is that it's so overly focused on rehabilitation that we have also lost sight of the fact that it's meant to be for punishment as well. People actually do need to be punished for their crimes. And that's important as a civilizational standard because our criminal justice system rests on the belief that the people who violate our laws will be punished and that the necessary punishments will be doled out by the state and not by the aggrieved. If it cannot do that in this case or in others, we have a much bigger sign of moral collapse.
Absolutely. Now we have big names like Candace Owens supporting this fucking shit. Nick Fuentes goes off. What a wicked, evil human being. Nick Fuentes tears into Candace Owens after she claims Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. Candace Owens drew sharp criticism from Fuentes after she argued that Lindsay Clancy was obviously not guilty in the deaths of her children. On his America First show, Fuentes compared Owens' reaction to what he described as her previous tendency to defend or question accusations against controversial figures. Fuentes said he was particularly disturbed by how confidently she dismissed Clancy's responsibility. What a wicked, evil human being. Candace Owens herself is a mother. She a mother herself, and she says it so flippantly. Candace says she should have just went away for a weekend and come back. Oh yeah, except she did. The case has raised difficult questions about postpartum mental illness, psychiatric treatment, and criminal responsibility. For Fuentes, however, the broader issue was accountability. He argued that discussion about mental illness and medication should not erase the fact that 3 children died. And we are simply just going to get back to basics and say murder is wrong. Absolutely nuts. It's a sad state of affairs we're in, man. It's an absolutely sad state of affairs. The moral decay of society it's ridiculous. It continues to top itself one week after another, 1 month after another, 1 year after another. The level of decay just seems to always surpass where we were at previously. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel. That means so much to me. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.